And I mean, bottom line is, if you want to come to America, or if you want to live in America, you know, part of the assimilation process is appreciating the history, learning the language, understanding the laws, appreciating the customs. You can appreciate your customs too, right? But it's hard for me when people put their customs above the country that they're in. But you can come here and disparage and complain and do all these things and then put out your hand and say, well, what do I get? And it's completely backwards.
Dude, like you just touched that subject like exactly right to where supposed you hit Danielle in the head with that comment because it's so incredibly true, even though it seems like it shouldn't be true.
Yeah.
But it's like when I came to this country, we came here because we had to go to my parents were like, well, there was no other way to survive, It's
Land of prosperity.
And this was the place to be.
American dream.
And the way I had always seen it, I don't know if I mentioned this to you before, but I remember like when I started working at the restaurant business back in 95, I was 15 years old and I was working in this restaurant and I think it was like a Christmas party, right? So I will never forget it. Like there was like, obviously the people from the kitchen, the people that spoke Spanish, Hispanic, Mexican on one side and the Americans on another side, right? But I always noticed that there was like a few Americans that would always try to like
bridge
and like talk to the rest. And yes, I get it now. Look in hindsight, I realize that maybe the fact of the language barrier, right, is a big thing. So
sure.
That's number one. Number two, most of the people that come to work in this country, they come from rural areas, right? So their education level is extremely low. They still have this perception of the white person as something bigger than them, right? Because that is a true thing. That is a legit
inferiority complex. Yes,
absolutely.
Yep.
And that is a legit thing that happens in Mexico.
Absolutely.
Like that, it's now. Let me put a pin on that. Mexico is a very racist country. So for us to feel racist, that we're being discriminated in this country, it's almost ironic, to feel that way, just because the way we treat people with darker skin, it's very bad.